Okay, so this is another beginner tutorial, and right now the render window is empty, but anyone who's done any extensive work on any mods in the GECK really doesn't need to be watching this tutorial. This is strictly for beginners, um, just to help you kind of grasp how the render window works. And so I guess we'll load up Megaton and have a look at it, show you some of the things that you can do to make navigating through your render window a lot easier. Alright, so first things first, you can click on an object and it highlights the 3D space around it. Now you can move around the render window by holding spacebar while the object is selected. So for instance, I've got this house here selected, which is the player house, I believe, and I'm going to hold spacebar and move the mouse, and as you can see, the render window is moving. Now that's good and that's helpful, but let's say I don't want to be viewing it from the top down. Well, there's two different things you can do here. You can press C, which will give you a center view of it, and you can use space to move around. Alright. I'm not sure what the center view is based off of. It may be based off of the 3D model's x-axis, but from the top view that we were at earlier, you can hit C and move around like that, holding the space bar. You can also, if you want to go back to the top view, you can hit T. Alright, and that'll bring you to the top, a little closer than what we were. You can use the middle mouse button to scroll out and in. And let's hit T again. Now, to move in a 3D rotation around an object that's selected, you can hold Shift and use your mouse to move around like this. Alright, and you can also let go of Shift and zoom in and out, and space bar, and it doesn't take long. You'll get used to this setup. It becomes very easy using C, T, and Shift, and your mouse, your middle mouse button, and moving all around. Now, to deselect the object, all you have to do is press D. Alright, so select the object by left clicking and deselect it by pressing D. Alright, so when nothing is selected, you're pretty much, the camera is just free floating. Alright, so you can, when nothing is selected, you can hold space and move on your Z axis, hold Shift to move on these other axes, and zoom in and out with your middle mouse button. Alright, so that's pretty easy, right? Good. Alright, now you might not be if you're using this tutorial and going and following along with me, you might be seeing a lot of other things that aren't there, and the reason for that is because there is a shortcut that you can use to take certain things out of the render window to make it easier to edit. And I use the M button to hide the markers. As you can see now, there's all these markers everywhere. Well, if you could imagine trying to edit things with all these markers around, sometimes it can get kind of cluttered and hard to do. So what you can do is press M and just it'll hide the markers. And there's other things you can hide as well. If you go into the you can't see it from this tutorial, but from your file, your tabs up top left on your GECK window, there's file, edit, view, and all those things. If you go to view, there's a list of